And BBU Orangatang here starting out, and a ton of names that we are already familiar with, even though it may come with a different team name here tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I saw Moo Meadows, had really no idea who they were, and then I get into the chat and see that it's two longtime favorites of mine, Pandy and Just Tuck, on the same team, taking on a BBU squad that we've seen multiple times in the past. And I mean, during the regular season, this Moo Meadows, I mean, they did super well. They took down Team Zonus 4-0 in the finals. They beat BBU 3-1. And so, I mean, two out of the three teams in here, they already handled exceptionally well last season. So looking to start this new season off with a huge win here. And then we had BBU also meeting up against Team Sonus. Went 2-1 in that one, Seeger. They beat them in the regular season, but ended up losing to them in the quarterfinals. And I mean, this is shaping up to be a really interesting bracket overall with these four teams who are familiar with each other, but also have a very, very high skill ceiling.
Yeah, and it's something that we've seen with this BBU squad. They have a super high ceiling, but sometimes can be a little bit inconsistent. This BBU Meadows squads it showed that 6-1 being able to come off with that championship in the last season, that even though it may have shifted around with some different players, obviously they're very familiar with themselves, they're playing really, really well. So we'll see how these two match up here in this first game, but it does look like we have everybody in the lobby already. We can go ahead and give them the all clear to join up and get right down into this first best of 5 match, round 1 double elimination LOS champs preseason invitational. Let's head down to the pitch and get this thing rolling.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at the two lineups here, like, you have to figure Moo Meadows is going to come out and probably try and punch BBU in the face, especially with how well they performed last season. But with BBU, I mean, Zero and Owam make for a really good duo on the pitch, and they can cover a lot of ground, with Laggy Puppy usually playing a very solid third for them, and that's probably what we're going to be looking for here, is both teams coming out in the first 30 seconds here. Seeger looking a little shaky, seeing some mistouches. Could be, now that there's money on the line, a little bit of nerves to it all.
Yeah, but these teams, these players, they have played for that already. It's something that I want to say it's more just feeling each other out. They've played each other enough that they know they can change up their style a little bit and try to adapt to what the other team is looking for, what they're trying to do, and just play against that. But at some point, I'm sure they're going to settle into themselves, settle into what they're seeing, what they're doing out on the pitch, and will be completely okay to see a couple of tactical whiffs still going on here in front of the net, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and right now it looks like for BBU, they're getting a lot of offensive time, but really not being able to find any of those connections. It starts out with them trying to find an extension play downfield. No one's there to pick it up, and then they try and just get a backwall pass here and there. But their passes just aren't crisp, as Red's looking for the double out of the corner, gets a nice little pass out. Oh, Tuck cutting that one a little too early. Had Pandy streaking down the side there, could have taken a hard angle shot. That gets cut off as that one goes to the corner. Pandy doing a nice job of just carrying that one into front of the net, making BBU work a little bit for the save. And now we're starting to see this MMM squad start to step up on the offensive end, getting some good shots, getting some second chance opportunities. But still, same thing plaguing BBU. They can't find that nice midfield pass.
Yeah, well, and that's something that they have always hung their hat on, is being able to get that upfield pass, either the outlet, the nice midfield pass on the transition. And it just looks like Moo Meadows, especially Tuck, is getting a little ball chasey, but I think it's more just ramping up the amplitude, ramping up the speed to make sure they're cutting off the passes. And we're seeing a couple of double commits come out for them. We're seeing a couple of cuts, but I think it's just in preparation and to stifle that passing opportunity from BBU that they have just lived and died on for what feels like years at this point, but a really long time.
Yeah, and I mean, with this iteration of the team, a lot of that has been cut out as we see a double commit come out from Moo Meadows there. Owam not fast enough to take advantage of that one as Zero looks for another pass to Laggy Puppy, and he's going to send that one high. Owam trying to finish this off. Another soft touch coming out from Owam, and BBU can't take advantage of that perfect situation there as Owam tries to clear this one around. And I mean, BBU's getting looks in front of the net. They're getting good rotations. They're causing MMM to get low boosts. They're doing a great job of starving and managing it, but they just can't find that killing blow, and that's the worst part for BBU right now. They're putting all their effort into the offensive side. It almost just feels like MMM is on the verge of getting a goal here.
Yeah, and anything is just it can happen in a one-goal game, and being tied, you never know. With what the misses we've already seen, with the double commits that we've seen, just that one opportunity, that one demo from Owam couldn't get back to it. But one demo, one double commit, and after all your time and efforts, what has felt so well, if that happens to be Meadows and gets that first goal, that can really play on your psyche and trying to claw back into it. And you're like, and we've had all these opportunities, but to come away empty-handed so far can really drain on you. And for BBU, they really need to get a goal here just to make themselves feel a little bit better how this game has played out.
Yeah, great clear out there. What a save from Zero. Red heads up play, leaving that one for Pandy to take the shot. Tuck's going to keep this in the zone. Red's up for it. Owam gets the 50. Tuck should be first one to this, but has no boost. He's going to get that stolen from him too. Pandy with a banger of a shot. And Laggy Puppy's there to finish it off. Gets the save as Tuck trying to thread the needle on his return to the pitch here. Just barely getting that one saved as he's still low boost. Tuck doing a lot of work with very little here. As that one gets 50 to the far side. Pandy trying to find Tuck. Zero cuts it off. Red's going to be all by himself. Owam just touches it to sidewall, trying to get to the Laggy Puppy. Good recovery, but he gets thrown off. As this one's coming all the way back down. Final 10 seconds here. Red's up for that one, just dropping it into the corner. Looks like both teams just content playing for overtime here as Owam tries to kill it. Pandy keeps it alive almost for a detriment, but Owam couldn't get under that one enough to get it on target. In game one, starting out here with overtime.
I would have bet against a 0-0 overtime here in game number one with these two teams. And yes, we are aware of the packet loss on there. It is not affecting us. We are able to see just fine. The other spectators in the lobby, as well as the players, have not said anything about it. So it is just our producer, and that would explain a lot of why he plays the way that he plays. But it is not affecting the game whatsoever.
As the good old adage that is carrying over here, hashtag blame cookies. If anything goes wrong, it is always his fault. Pandy! Pandy just bigger. 36 seconds into overtime. Great read. Gets the flip reset. Oh, and Owam getting dunked on there. As Pandy, beautiful play to take game one.
Yeah, Pandy just setting up for that. And Owam was in a bad situation there, just had nowhere to go with it. Did a great job of being able to get that first save, but with Pandy just coming on top of it, staying on that ball the entire time. Didn't have a lot to work with, but sometimes it's just a matter of keeping your car in front of the ball, keeping that dunk an opportunity, and just powering right through. Well done, realizing that was the only place for him to go and being able to pick up that first goal.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen that from Pandy multiple times. As soon as he gets on top of the ball like that, he is just all powers. He forces that one into the back of the net. Just a great finish there. As we saw a couple of markers coming out for ping, but everyone says they're good. Might just be a weird lobby situation going on here, but I mean, for BBU, if you look at it, I mean, they had 6 shots. It definitely felt like they had a lot more offensive pressure than that, right? I mean, right. Meadows had 9 themselves, so yeah. But it never felt like they were threatening until the very, very end of that game.
Right, but there at the end when, and I quote, that Just Tuck is sitting there and doesn't have any boost, and he's just Tuck doing Tuck things. When that was happening and he was just being an absolute nuisance and a menace in front, you were seeing shot after shot after shot come through for Meadows. They were able to get 4 or 5 shots on net at that 30, 45 second span that they got some offense rolling themselves. Prior to that, you take those 4 or 5 shots away when Tuck's just, I mean, let's be fair, he's being Tuck, then Yeah, it was. It was a 6-4, 6-3 shot total in favor of BBU. But again, that was the key that I was talking about. It just takes one, and the fact that BBU had all that pressure, they did have some great shots spread out throughout the course of the game, and not able to capitalize on any of them. Even trying to get the demos going, it just took one, and it was Moo Meadows.
Oh, as it almost just took Tuck there, as he tried to get that one over the top, beat the defender, but a good rotation back coming from BBU. Great pass, Tuck. Just a little soft on that shot. Zero gets the save. Red trying to get this one around. Nice 50 on Owam. Awkward bounce, 2v1 back the other way. Pandy in an awkward situation, but a tough pass comes out. Laggy Puppy can't get around on it. And MMM holding off BBU's counterattack there just long enough, allowing their team to regroup as Tuck trying to get that one out front. Not going to have it, but like you said, Tuck just doing Tuck things, and that was one thing that had led Trash to so much success like we had seen in the past, as when Tuck was just able to go out there, throw the ball on net, and really start to open up that defense, wear them down, scrap out a win, as we saw there in game one. And so it's nice to see that he's fitting in with this team, doing the exact same thing as we've seen for years now.
Yeah, and you never know when one of those plays, just being in the wrong place, yet it's always the right place, ends up working out for him. And it just seems like he's always in a, not necessarily what you would call the quote-unquote best position, and it can throw teams for a loop because his team, his play is always ready for it, and as the opposition, like, wait, why is he, what is he, what? And then he scores as he almost pulled that one off. I was, yeah, you heard the gasp from Tank. You heard my voice going about 5 octaves up. We were ready for that.
Yeah, that was a beautiful setup for a musty double, just barely missing that one. And BBU continuing with a lot of those mistouches so far. Don't know what's going on as that one floats in front of the net. Owam able to get there and get the goal. Nice follow all the way through. Red trying to 50 that one from the far side. Just pinches perfectly into the corner. And a good finish as BBU gets their first goal, finally breaking through this Moo defense.
Oh, I love their name. Like, I don't know who came up with it, but it fits these players so well. It's just they're out there, they're having a good time, they're laughing, and especially with all the times we've had interviews with them and talked with them, even outside of it, like that, just the Moo Meadows. I mean, it takes us a place back to our childhood.
That it does, but Zero trying for the air dribble there, not able to get the touch, just tried to throw it out towards midfield to Owam. Not going to have that one as Tuck looking for the pass. The Red gets it, and the bounce shot. They never expect the bounce shot as Moo Meadows tie this one up at ones with 2:12 to go. And now we're starting to see the offensive for both teams pick up.
That angle, though, Red getting chased down, avoiding the demo, and going right to left, still able to get that snuck inside that near post. Absolutely fantastic shot. I mean, I wouldn't expect it a normal shot, let alone a bounce shot, as Red drops that one down. I'm not sure if it was communicated to Tuck or not, who was planning on a double. Could have had a beautiful little drop-down shot, but you see the gears are clicking. You said they're off and starting to roll. Both teams, they're really starting to read one another and get these opportunities and really showing off what mechanics they have out on the bench.
Yeah, should have probably just was game one jitters as Red gets a nice touch off the ceiling, drops it to Pandy, a little too hot though, couldn't finish that one off. Tucks up for that one, trying to dunk Owam able to save that one to the corner. Laggy Puppy trying to clear it out, but Red cycling through, getting the stop right at midfield. Another good 50. Pandy should be first one to this. Gets a great pass out center. No one's there to follow it. Laggy Puppy doing a great job of getting the read on that one as Red cuts it off yet again. And this midfield defense that we're seeing out of Moo Meadows is absolutely insane, as they just aren't allowing BBU any time or space to do anything.
Yeah, and you're seeing even the missed time there. Zero wanted that corner boost and respawned right behind him, but was up forward the last time Laggy Puppy got that clear out towards mid, as Owam gets a nice touch there to make sure that shot doesn't come out. But they're trying to get those passes up to that sidewall. They're trying to set up their transitional play, that transition passing play offense that I mean, let's be honest, all BBU teams are known for it. It doesn't matter. It just seems like if your tag has BBU, if you're playing under the organization, you have a strong upfield, midfield passing play that you can just continue to go back for, and Movement Meadows is not letting him do it. So Laggy Puppy's just going to cut and say, I'll do this myself. Thanks for the pass, Red.
Yeah, great read there. Red with a really heavy touch, giving Laggy the ability to read that one off the ceiling. Beautiful shot to put BBU up 2-1, but much like extension plays for BBU, their kryptonite is kickoffs. So they got to survive through this one as Pandy's going to pick this one up. Goes for the fake and saves it. But Red's there, can't finish it off. And Pandy with the beautiful fake tuck leading the way. And Tuck ends up saving it. Final 10 seconds here. Moo Meadows trying to get the equalizer and force a game to overtime. BBU trying to kill as much time as they possibly can. Throws it back downfield. Pandy over to Tuck. Tuck looking for the double. It's not going to be there. Pandy keeps it alive. This one's floating. Owam can't touch it. Oh, and Tuck lets that one die. Couldn't get underneath it to walk it in, and BBU take game 2 here. And Seeger, I feel like we just got robbed of overtime there.
No, I'm sure BBU is totally okay with that. Any BBU fans out there, 100%. As that demo came through, it was beautiful upfield pass to Tuck, throwing off that back wall, and they were working on setting something up, and it looked like after that first touch, I think that was Owam who was coming to contest it on the very first touch. Gets over the top of him, everything else just opened it up, and you could see it in everyone's eyes. Oh, here it comes. This is going to go off the back wall. It's either going to be a double touch, or it's going to be that next person following up, having an open net, an easy shot. Let's head to overtime. And that rush back heady play for the demo, that if Tuck didn't have the double touch, which he didn't have the boost for, you just take that shot completely off the plate. All of a sudden, that's a fairly easy defensive stand there at your net with 0 on the clock, up 1 goal, and move on. So BBU making those heady plays and making those calls in the moment, like what we like to see out of them after following that first game in a 1-0 overtime.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing with this BBU team that we haven't really seen in the past. There's really good communication, and not only is there good communication, but there's really high ping as well. As it looks like Red and Owam are both sitting around 200 each. What is going on at Rocket League servers? Small indie company having a little bit of issues with their servers here. But
but like DDoS attacks from WoW.
It's the DDoS attacks from everywhere. Let's be honest right now. There have been a ton of companies, but I mean, for this BBU team, like this is one of the better iterations we've seen. They're communicating, they aren't panicking, they're sticking with their gameplay, and they're slowing it down when they need to. And I mean, that's something we always harped on them for in the past. And so being able to see this roster make those changes, like that's huge for them.
Yeah, and you know, we're on the back end, we're continuing to reset these lobbies, trying to get the ping down and hopefully get these players set. Obviously, we want to have as much competitive integrity as we possibly can. You know, we do have some teams that I'm not sure they're competitive, so that kind of loses it. But, you know, as far as the teams out on the pitch, definitely want to keep it as competitive and integral as possible. It does look like the pings have settled down quite a bit, and we can head down to the pitch for game number 3. We'll see how this one plays out now. We're tied up 1 apiece, effectively a best of 3, and we did see the offensives start to roll a little bit there in game number 2, but still a 2-1 with the way that these teams can score. We have to give credit, huge props and credit, to the defenses that these teams have and the way that they've been able to ensure their net relatively stays pretty clean.
Yeah, and I think the big thing that we're seeing out of both of these defenses that we hadn't seen in the past is they're being able to stop the shots before they get to the box, right? Like previously with these players, not necessarily for Moo Meadows, but just for Tuck and Pandy on previous teams, their defense was, we'll make a save on the goal line and try and extend from there, where now they're getting that save well outside the box and trying to counter at the point of where the shot's coming out, and that's huge as Tuck gets a little bit of help here, and what a banger that was. And As the wise Coach Zero once said, anything over 60 miles an hour wasn't savable anyways.
Yeah, and it looks like OWAM is still having some issues with this server. I mean, ping looks fine, but I know it doesn't always mean anything. You still have some packet loss, some issues going on with that. So hopefully that settles down. Hopefully it works out for him. It just seems like we're not getting a good server, a good batch of servers to be able to connect to here tonight. But yeah, that own goal, best goal for Tuck being able to get that first one. You know, maybe that's what these offenses need. Is even talking about the defense just working out as Laggy Puppy. You know, we got one back.
Yeah, how fitting that his song is disconnected. Anyways, but good shot there. That was just a good 50 right at midfield, right? You had two people from Moo Meadows committing up, trying to get that counter like we were just talking about. One good 50 goes their way, and Laggy Puppy's able to take advantage of the mistouch along back wall. And here he is again, just trying to get the pop over the top. Zero's there. Huge bump. What a play. And BBU up 1.
Laggy Puppy, I don't think his plan was to get a touch quite that light, but you could see already as soon as he was going under that ball, 100% just being a Sam straight surface to air missile for that bump, and being able to connect with it, just leaving it there for Zero to finish it off. Beautifully done to get that 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, as Owam picks this one up. Nice little carry, Pandy. Good back wall play. Trying to find the 50. Laggy Puppy's going to be there. And BBU playing with an all-new sense of speed. And
what?
Owam gets this one, but doesn't deserve it.
Laggy Puppy doesn't get a touch. And it looks like some miscommunication there between Red and Tuck. I think Tuck was backwards, and Red didn't realize it, but was afraid that if he hit it across, was either going to be an own goal or Owam was just going to dunk him into it. Just in a bad situation there with Owam sitting like a shark in the water, ready to attack. Ended up getting the goal anyway, even with nobody else touching. I think it was just going to go in, but, you know, remember, ladies and gentlemen, always secure your goals out there. Be sure to use the correct S word. It's not stolen, it's always secured.
Absolutely. The only stolen goal is one that is saved on the goal line. As Red wanted to follow that one, Zero's going to bang this downfield. Tuck with the pre-jump, didn't have the boost to follow it. Laggy Puppy now trying to push this one downfield. Has it along sidewall. Nice flick over the top, but Pandy's going to be there to cut it off again. Tuck rotating through, drops it into the corner, wants to find Red. This one comes all the way back out. Red has to cut across the pitch to get there. Doesn't have enough to get the touch, and everyone just getting deleted from the field right now. And something my wife said when we were at the major is, if you can't get a shot off, might as well just go through them and remove them from the play completely. And it seems like both those teams doing just that right now, as Red gets a floater over the top.
Yay! Why did I talk about defense? Oh my goodness! Oh, the geometry.
Broke thing curse?
You know, no, because I hadn't just talked about it. I talked about it at the beginning. And now it just seems that the offense geometry, the awkward positionings that they're able to find with these touches is just working out for both sides, you know, and like you said, with those demos, all that can stem from it a ton. Just putting people in a position that they're not expecting to be, especially as your teammates, is this one. A nice little joint there from Laggy and Zero, able to finish it off. Doesn't take a lot, but still making it awkward and finding those touches.
Yeah, and another double commit coming out from Moo Meadows. It's something we've been seeing a ton of in these 3 games so far. They didn't get really punished for it too much in the first 2, but here in the third, BBU taking full advantage of it as that one tried to bounce towards net. Zero, good clear back downfield. Pandy's going to cut it off, but he's going to get removed. Zero's going to remove another shot coming out here, and Owam, with all the space in the world, gets a nice shot off here, 2-5. With 1:43 to go, and BBU in the driver's seat.
Zero just holding true to his name and saying there will be 0 Moo Meadows players on the pitch when he is done with them. Just running through, able to pick up 2 demos in that corner, and then was looking for more. Wasn't able to find it, but it was more than enough than what Owam needed. And you know, that can also be that extra little wrinkle if you're not able to truthfully read what is going on with the ball. If it's rubber banding on you, if you're having some packet or some ping issues, just go for the cars, go for the vehicles, and they're not going to be snap jittering everywhere as that ball is getting touched by multiple people, and it's an easier target to hit. And we're seeing a ton coming out, especially from BBU.
Yeah, as this one goes through to the ceiling, Laggy Puppy tried to pinch it towards net, not going to find it. Owam wants to get over the top. Pandy, good defense there, but Zero keeping the pressure going. Coming off the ceiling, he's going to get bumped off. Owam's right there trying to find Laggy Puppy, who ends up pulling off because he was beat. Pandy wants to get there. Zero, good, quick touch. And BBU playing much, much faster than they did in the first 2 games. As we approach the final 40 seconds here, it has been nothing but BBU here in Game 3. They are looking to just continue that as they are killing a ton of time right now.
Yeah, just these long touches back and forth, up and down the pitch, playing out in their favor, running off so much clock that there's not even an opportunity for Meadows to be able to come back into this game. But this is also the time to figure out what happened. We have gone from a 1-0 in overtime to a 2-1 that was dang near a 2-2 heading into overtime to now a 5-2 game here in game number 3. And what was the difference that BBU was able to find with Meadows? A lot of it was those demos, but that wasn't everything.
Yeah, I think a lot of it for BBU, they were just playing a lot cleaner. Their passes were connecting. They weren't trying to rush them nearly as much as they were in the first 2 games. They slowed it down even more so and just waited for the ball to come to them and then took opportunities that were presented to them rather than trying to force something to happen. And it started to take advantage of Meadows and all their double commits.
Yes, we all just saw the server health issue pop up. So apparently that server is still having some issues as well. So we're going to go ahead and remake again. Hopefully we can find a server that doesn't have packet loss, doesn't have ping issues, isn't actively dying on us during our matches, and we'd be hit through. But as we're getting this tank out, we talked about it being double elimination, but with that double elimination, obviously it's 4 teams. Winner of this moves on to the upper finals. Winner of that moves to the grand finals with a 1-game advantage. It will be no bracket reset, but the grand finals is a best of 7. The winner of the upper finals gets that 1-game advantage, which is a huge thing. So even though neither of these teams would be out with this game, you lose that opportunity for that 1-game advantage if you were to make it to those grand finals. So this first round still has a lot of implications.
Yeah, but even with getting that 1-game advantage, it's usually to make up for the amount of time that you have to wait in making it through uppers, right? Because let's be honest, whoever makes it to the grand finals through uppers, they're going to have to wait at least 40 minutes for that next match, which is more than enough time to cool off, especially in this short of a tournament. Having those teams that are hot, and you only need to win 2 series to get there, right? So it's that kind of sweet spot where you've played 3 series, everything's kind of coming into its own, and you didn't have to take a break going into that grand finals where you get 2 series in, then you got to take this extended break and find a way to try and stay warm and be prepared for that one. And that's why you get the 1-game advantage. And so I don't know, I'd almost rather make a lower bracket run just to keep that momentum with me.
But at the same point, if you're playing for 3-4 hours straight, that can really drain on you, where if you do get that 1-game advantage, you can take a break for a little bit, you can go play some ranked, you can just chill out in some private levels. Like, you can do things to stay warm. It's not obviously against the team that you're playing. You can even just sit back and do some replay or some film watching of what's going on in that match and be able to come up with some strategies to be able to. So there's a lot that you can do in that advantage. And with as much Rocket League as you and I have cast and played and seen, and as well as traditional sports, I don't buy into that cooling off, because there's a lot teams can do. And to see if either team cooled off a little bit, and that little bit of break, BBU especially with the 5-goal game, see what they're able to do with the offense here, continuing with the demos.
Yeah, as Red gets a good 50 there, trying to follow this one up. Laggy Puppy, good cut. Pass out from Pandy, just a little too soft. Owam able to cut that one off. Nice little fake along sidewall. Goes for the tight angle shot, sitting on the goal line. Was that Zero? Zero goes zooming by that one as it's on the goal line, net wide open and pulling the cookies.
Sorry, I'm not looking at my screen right now because it did just start raining on my computer because I didn't shut my window in time. So yeah, I might have the window open and storm is coming in. So we're gonna shut that as Pandy shuts down any opportunity for Owam to clear this one.
Great play here from Red to push this all the way down. Gets the love off the corner, and Pandy just a good second man, knowing that one's going to have to come across the net and positioning himself well. So that 50 finds the near post there and just barely sneaks in. But again, this is where BBU just kind of took off last time, and kickoffs to going the way of BBU tonight as Laggy Puppy. Nice push downfield here. I think that was just a fake that worked to perfection with that bump, almost going for a Spanish-style kickoff there.
Can somebody please clip that and send that into the BBU Discord of Tank saying that kickoffs are going in BBU's favor? That is probably the first and the last time that will ever be said.
That was Chat GPT. Change my mind. As Pandy gets it back here, Tuck. Nice little pinch along sidewall. Owam just forced off, and Zero gets Goomba'd. And Laggy Puppy was there, but just not able to react quick enough to that shot coming out. Can't get the save, and as quickly as BBU tied it up, Meadows takes the lead back as that one just a little high and wide.
Yeah, and I think that Laggy Puppy was there, but with Tuck coming across and with as physical as these games have really gotten, was expecting a bump or at least that bump attempt to come through and had to adjust his path ever so slightly, just tap on the brakes, make sure he was not removed from the pitch to even give himself an opportunity. And that's where that physicality can really come into play on both sides. You don't necessarily have to get the bump, but if you get multiple touches and demos and bumps and plays from that can start to wear on the other team's mind, and you think it's going to be there even when it's not. But the passes, they're starting to get there now for Meadows, starting to play a little bit of team game and rack up these assists on just some nice 2v1 plays.
Yeah, as Laggy Puppy in an awkward spot, just had to pre-wall that one, hoping to be low enough to get the touch. Overdrives it a little bit. Red, great finish. But another kickoff going BBU's way as Owam finds a nice, clean double here. Pops that first one. Great touch. Just beats Pandy. And Tuck. Did Tuck get bumped a little bit there?
I think that had a blue streak going in. I think that was off of Pandy in. That it was most definitely a blue streak. Not sure if it gave him credit for a pull shot. I want to say no. I think that was just wrong place, wrong time, trying to defend. And BBU and these kick, I don't know how to take that. I'm like, the words just, I can't say that BBU and kickoff and good things.
Yeah, just as surprised as Pandy. Oh, Pandy throwing a heater towards net. Laggy Puppy can't get up for that one. Red, good 50. Pandy hoping that mid-boost spawn. It's not going to be there. Tuck has this one, but has no boost. Can't do anything with it. Minute 35 to go here. Pandy wanted to get the pinch. Couldn't quite find it. Finally able to find some boost, though. Grabs the corner, but Red is empty as well. And right now, Meadows working on fumes as BBU has just absolutely dominated the boost game, but haven't converted it into anything on the scoreboard here as Tuck tries for the pinch off back wall. Is not going to find it. Pandy trying to recover, gets bumped out of the way, and Tuck comes flying out of nowhere. The superhero landing ends up with the save as Red tries to clear that one down. Tuck, nice little doink, and the danger has been averted for now.
Yeah, he was calling out Deadpool. Do the landing, do the landing, do the landing. And then the pass. The save from Laggy Puppy. Oh my goodness. You want to talk about a team that's starting to vibe here. It is Meadows getting these passes rolling, but they're still only up one. This BBU squad with the demos, with their pressure, they're keeping themselves in an opportunity tied up here with this redirect off the back wall. Red is going to stop it in its tracks, but you're starting to see both teams, you're worried about in game number one that they were tightening up a little bit, maybe a little bit of nerves. They're 0 out on the pitch right now.
Yeah, as a good 50 comes out from Tuck. Red tries to drop this one down front. Pandy, good 50, throws it off back wall. Zero wants to clear it down. Tuck's going to be right there. Final 10 seconds. Tuck looking for another touch. Laggy's going to clear it down. Owam all by himself, trying to force someone off. And Red, great heads up play to not bite on the fake challenge and just kills it to the corner. And Moo Meadows tie the series up at 2. And we are heading to game 5 between these two teams that I think we all kind of expected it to end up here when the series started.
Yeah, these two squads, absolutely. You know, they've gone back and forth multiple times. They've played each other multiple times throughout the years. So, you know, even on different squads. You know, obviously with Tuck, we've seen him on Trash. We've seen Owam back on Team Sonus. We've seen Pandy elsewhere. It's so. They've seen each other multiple times. They know what each individual player can do. They've seen each other even in these iterations of teams. And just to have that much knowledge and to constantly take games back and forth on each other, this is 100% par for the course. The script writers got it right. And in game number 5, the deciding game number 5, we can head straight into it.
Yeah, and I mean, both these teams just ready to go for this one. Going straight into game 5 here. Both are feeling it, and honestly, for Moo Meadows, you got to figure momentum's on their side right now. They came out after getting absolutely shellacked in game 3 there. Come out, have a great response in game 4 to tie the series up as Pandy almost throws that one towards his own net. Tuck forced to push that one downfield, but I think for Moo Meadows, everything's in their favor right now. If they can get this first goal, we're going to see a really desperate BBU team in the final minutes of this game.
All the shenanigans happening in the corner. Somebody please get the ball moving again. But you know, to your point, I think the biggest thing that can really happen is the volatility of those demos. And as physical as BBU is looking like they want to play and have played, that if they're able to connect with those once again, they can easily turn the tides back in their favor. As Moo Meadows was starting to figure out the pass, starting to keep themselves safer, and being able to get those touches and utilize that over-aggression against the BBU. So I'm sure we'll see a little bit of a tempered BBU here, but if they're able to get 1 or 2 demo goals, definitely balls in their court.
Yeah, I really think in this game, it's the first one to score 2 is going to end up taking it, with how we've seen it so far. And so BBU can get a demo goal and just steal that momentum away. I don't know if Moo Meadows is able to come back from that one after having all the momentum here. As Laggy Puppy's up for that one, sends it high. Oh, Tuck, what a save is Zero. Licking his chops there, had that one wide open, and Tuck yet again coming out of nowhere to get the save, and Owam puts that one in. Beautiful placement here as Red is just flailing off back wall here.
Yeah, was trying to get that touch and ended up just falling a little bit too far off of that back wall, trying to get that touch. But, you know, a BBU doing BBU things. It may look like they're missing the shot, but just playing a little bit of Globetrotters, continue to throw the ball off the backboard, and eventually somebody will have a nice, easy shot and being able to convert on that one, giving them the first goal.
Yeah, Red trying to get the touch there, not going to find it. Zero takes the shot.
Oh!
That one's just wide. Red, good save there, but Moo Meadows again, no boost on the pitch here, just trying to get that one downfield so their teammates can get something going. Shot coming out, top shatter, can't get the love, and Zero can't find the back of the net. Now Pandy's up for this one, takes the quick shot. Owam, good save towards the corner. Pandy able to pick up the boost. Tuck's gonna run into him. This one gets 50 high out towards mid. Laggy Puppy's already up for it. Gets the flip reset. Can't do anything with the second touch. Now Red to sidewall. Tuck's up for this one, trying to find Pandy. The double commit coming out from Moo Meadows. And they are looking panicked right now, Seeger.
Yeah, we're seeing multiple. I don't know if communication is broken down, if they're just trying to play faster, what is going on, but that is multiple double commits back and forth. And after all of the boost stealing that's been going on with BBU, it's something that they can't afford as they're just not able to get to these balls. And the beautiful pass down to Zero. Look at Laggy spotting him and just dropping it on his face. Able to stay out of the way, and that placement, that postage stamp, upper right-hand corner, no way to save that, as he was just sitting in the net with 12 boost.
Yeah, really, really well played there from BBU, knowing that Moo Meadows had nothing in the tank. There was no way they could get up for any shot that was going to be on net there and able to come away with the goal. To me, feels like is the dagger in the series at 2-0 with a minute 53 to go. With all the double commits that have come out of Moo Meadows, they haven't been able to sustain any offense or really get anything going as Owam clears after the corner. Tuck does a great job of grabbing the boost and then getting a soft touch, but here is Owam back the other way. He's not going to find mid-boost. Red just steals it. Pandy looking for the double. This one's coming to the far side. Tuck can't sell out on that one as Owam trying to get another one. Not going to be there. Red towards sidewall. Owam looking for another pass. Has plenty of boost. Gets this one high out towards mid. Tuck clears it back downfield. And I mean, with a minute 14 to go here, Moo Meadows just can't find any semblance of an offense.
Yeah, and the midfield presence from BBU just constantly keeping this ball here. And again, a lot of it just stemming from that boost stealing play that they are able to employ. Not getting the demos this game, but just making sure that Moo Meadows is not able to play the way that they want to. All three of them having to go up for that save. It does get cleared down by Pandy, but you know, it's just a matter of what can they do with it. Every time they take a shot, there is somebody from BBU there. The net is open on the transition. Pandy is able to make it back in time, but this has just been all controlled by BBU here in game number 5.
Yeah, 0. Beautiful shot off an even better pass here off the sidewall. And it all stems from Moo Meadows selling out, trying to get a goal to bring it within 1, scrambling to get back, low on boost, trying to grab the corners. And BBU keeping the aggression up, able to take advantage of it and seal this game away. 30 seconds to go, 3-0. And it just feels like Moo Meadows is going to be moving to the lower bracket here.
Oh, that one goes off the post and out. Casper being so unkind to Moo Meadows, giving them really just eliminating any opportunity for them to come back. I mean, technically they still did have a chance, especially with BBU. You never know how game 5 kickoffs are going to go for them, and worked out well. They were able to get those goals, not have to worry about it, and took game number 5 3-0, moving themselves to the upper finals and dropping Moo Meadows down.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta say the most important thing here, the history that has been set here is Owam didn't throw for the first time, I think, ever on stream. It is a certified miracle that Owam did not throw.
Yeah, it's definitely, it might not be July, but it is Christmas for BBU. We saw Owam on stream be able to pick up a win, and we have Tank on record saying twice that the kickoffs for BBU were going in their favor. Twice. And that's literally things come in threes. I don't know what's going to happen next, Tank. What's the third surprising thing that's going to happen?
I have no idea, because according to chat here and Camo, they got absolutely destroyed. So at least one thing in this world is going according to plan. Although it does feel like we are in some type of purgatory with the odd world we are experiencing here tonight. But I mean, no, for BBU though, it was they played really, really well, right? Communication was good. Yes, game 1 was sloppy and the start of game 2 was sloppy, but they really started to turn it around. You could tell that they felt more comfortable, maybe got a little bit warm. And the conversation was, the communication was the biggest thing there. We saw little to no double commits out of that team. And, you know, I think a lot of that stems from Zero being there, right? With Zero on the team, his rotations and his game sense is unlike anything we've seen from this combination of teams before from BBU, and I think it's going to lead them a very long way.
Yeah, and you know, we saw a lot of great plays from that offense of being able to follow up. We also saw an increased amount of physicality from this BBU squad, and not, you know, it's a double-edged sword. You live by it, you die by it. We didn't see them get too many, aside from game 4, we didn't see too much of Moo Moo Meadows being able to take advantage of it. And you got to believe that that was kind of in their mindset of, hey, if we don't get demoed, we can just take advantage. And all of a sudden, BBU is like, yeah, we're not going to demo you. We have that in the back of your head. We're just going to drive at you and steal your boost and drive away. And now you can't get the ball cleared. You're not able to get any offense. So I really, really like their headiness and their ability to change a little bit of game tactics, even in the middle of that series, to be able to come up and take the victory here in the first round. We're going to head to just a brief intermission while we get things set up for our second match of the night. And I believe I'm not sure we have confirmation yet. We might have confirmation. Hey, we do have confirmation that it is going to be BBU versus Renewal in the upper bracket finals. So don't go anywhere. More LOS Champs preseason invitational to come right next.